evening and welcome to today's 7 o'clock news coming to you from your heritage station, NTA Ijebu ode. Thanks for joining us. I am Olawumi Adeniji. Here are the details of our package. Stakeholders in the fight against COVID-19 have debunked myths and conspiracy theories against vaccination, describing it as untrue as the vaccine is safe and effective. This is the consensus of participants at a day advocacy meeting on improving COVAX confidence at the grassroots in Ogun State, held at Rolla Hotel Ijebu ode. Correspondent Joe Popola completes the report.
The workshop, organized by the UNICEF in conjunction with the Ogun State government, has local government information officers and key media practitioners in attendance to improve COVAX confidence at the grassroots. The workshop, after deliberation, resolved that all myths against the vaccination are unfounded, untrue, and that the vaccine is safe and effective.
A lot of myths and misconceptions, which are the basis for hesitancy, why the people are not coming out to get the vaccines, are not true. They're just things that people just form, create in their minds, and they kind of spread it. And a lot of people don't even know the genesis. They just go, they read it on social media, and they believe it, and they form a belief that negates the norm, which is for them to come out and take the vaccine. So the vaccines are safe, they are very effective. So the countries that are said to be trying to depopulate Africa have a lot of their citizens already fully vaccinated. So there's no way they'll be trying to depopulate one continent and they will have their citizens take those vaccines. So they are lies.
The workshop also agreed that despite all government efforts at increasing the number of people vaccinated, the number is still low, hence the need for the media to get involved.
Well, the media is a big stakeholder in the Nigerian project, and in the circumstances that we have found ourselves, the media have no alternative than to simply just come on board and provide all necessary support for the local government, for health workers, for the other stakeholders, so as to be able to simply just get all the messages across to the people.
The Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Waheed Odushile, stressed the role of the media in the fight against the disease and called for more education. The participants expressed delight at being part of the workshop, saying they will go back and educate their people more on why they should get vaccinated. In Ijebu ode, Joel Popola, NTA News.
Chairman Ijebu ode local government, Honorable Tunde and Milola Gazal, has presented 2022 appropriation bill of the local government tagged budget of rebuilding to the Legislative Council for consideration and approval. Joe Popola quotes the chairman as saying all revenue leakages will be blocked in addition to improvements in IGR. The report.
It is the first budget presentation by the chairman Ijebu ode local government Tunde Gazal, who came on board on the 26th of July 2021. The presentation, which was witnessed by stakeholders from different walks of life, including market leaders, APC stalwarts, former local government chairmen, among others, is to ensure all stakeholders are carried along. The 2022 appropriation bill of 3,878,088,300 naira shall be majorly financed through the federal allocation. About 3.5 billion naira has been earmarked as recurrent expenditure, with 1,029,301,300 naira earmarked as personnel costs, while 367 million naira is for overhead. A further breakdown of the budget shows that 2,180,000,000 is consolidated revenue fund charges, which are funds meant for payment of primary school teachers' salary, pensions, local government staff salaries, and pension funding of traditional council and other statutory funds. The head of the Legislative Council assured that the budget will be granted accelerated hearing, assuring of a cordial relationship between the two arms of government. The capital projections for the year includes 34,852,000 covering salient needs in the health sector, such as immunization, AIDS control, disease and epidemic control, renovation of hospitals, among others. 41 million naira has been set aside for maintenance of motor parks, construction of open and lock-up stores, shopping complex, and other salient needs. Water supply and education is also expected to get a lion's share of the capital expenditure.
We have a few roads to work on, and this is very critical. His Excellency has done very well in Ijebu ode. We owe him a lot of gratitude. But we need to complement what he's doing. And so there are roads that we want to work on, we want to maintain, and then put in very good place. For example, the road leading to our Abattoir was bad. We have rehabilitated, but we need to complete that job because the Abattoir is one of the areas where we have rebuilt, quote and unquote, in terms of revenue base. When we came here, what was the revenue base? Today, we have a 200% improvement in revenue generation from the Abattoir.
The chairman says he intends to improve the IGR and hit the ground running as soon as possible.
We want to do an agricultural oil palm plantation in the district. If you ask me, my major thing is to reenact the public works department, which basically is for maintenance of roads in the local government. And then that department should be able to take on new roads where need be.
Other stakeholders enjoined the local government to focus more on projects that will impact on the life of the people.
They need to listen to the advice of the populace in the time of implementation of the budget. It is then that they can be popular in their government. Because if they rest only on the budget and they don't care for what the people want, the people may not like it so much. Therefore, I like them to be listening government.
The chairman has a laudable project, meaningful and fantastic ones. I went through them, about 13 or 16 of them, with the cooperation of the legislator, the entire people of this Ijebu ode local government. If they come together and work together as a team, it will be a marvelous thing for all of us. We all have what we call enjoyment and dividends of democracy in it.
The Legislative Council is expected to begin clause-by-clause examination of the 2022 Appropriation Bill. In Ijebu ode, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
Ogun State Commander of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has arrested a 48-year-old female child trafficker and rescued 7 victims from the suspect. The State Commandant, NSCDC, Kolawole Taiwo, said this while parading the suspect in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Lekwan Mode completes the report.
Parading the suspect, the State Commandant NSCDC, Kolawole Taiwo, says the suspect was arrested by men of the Human Trafficking, Irregular Migration and Gender Unit under the command. He explained that only the suspect was arrested while 4 others who are working with her are still at large. According to him, 7 out of 13 victims who are Benin Republic nationals but without resident permit in Nigeria were rescued.
It's our candid opinion and advice to parents to be responsible and responsive to the needs and challenges of their children. No matter the number of people whom you rent or hire to care for what is yours, it cannot be like you doing it yourself.
However, the suspect denied using the victims for illicit business.
I am the only one that has the required documents to reside in Nigeria. I was told to bring them to Immigration Office in Benin Republic for their documents, but couldn't because they were already in Nigeria.
Since we came into Nigeria, we have been hawking and being used as housemates. Some have spent 3 years here in Nigeria, but I have only stayed 1 year and 5 months.
The State Commandant said the suspect will be handed over to the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking Persons and Other Related Offences, NAPTIP, for further investigation, while efforts are being intensified to arrest others who are still at large. In Abeokuta, Lekwan Agbonde, NTA News.
You are still watching the news from NTA Ijebu ode. There will be more reports after this time out.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون.
مرحبا بكم يا رمضان، مرحبا بكم يا رمضان، مرحبا بكم يا رمضان. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Yes, it is here again, Ramadan 1443 AH. NTA Ijebu ode, the heritage station, is at it again to avail us the opportunity to maximize abundant rewards during the period through our packages such as Tafsir Quran, Call to Prayer, Station Live Show, Short Admonition, and lots more. For further inquiries, contact the marketing department, NTA Ijebu ode, TV House, Eruwan Road, GRA Ijebu ode, Ogun State, or call 0802-836-4801 or 0813-723-0626. Ramadan 1443 AH. What a rewarding experience.
شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان.
Welcome back. The news continues. The All Progressives Congress Governors Forum said it will work with relevant stakeholders within the party to ensure that they transparently deliver a national executive that will earn the confidence of party faithfuls. This was during the forum's meeting in Abuja. Saliu Ganara reports.
This is the second meeting of the APC governors in the year 2022. Their engagement was behind closed doors. The forum's chairman and governor of Kebbi State, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, addressed the media at the end of the closed-door engagement.
We have discussed and reviewed the elections that took place in the FCT, the Oshun primaries, the court judgment that resolved the Kano primaries issue. We discussed a meeting we are going to have with Mr. President, further discuss on the party.
The forum also reacted to the timetable and schedule of activities by the party's CECPC ahead of its national convention.
Until we finish the meeting with Mr. President, we rather not comment on any timetabling and any logistic.
The APC governors have acknowledged the role of other stakeholders of the party and pledged to work in unity to make the APC more prosperous in the political scene. In Abuja, Saliu Ganara, NTA News.
The federal government, in collaboration with African Union Development Agency, is empowering smallholder farmers in Ondo State to step up efforts at enhancing capacity for food production and sufficiency in Nigeria. Olubukola Aduwo, who was at the empowerment program held in Akure, now reports.
The federal government is making deliberate efforts on the path to attaining food security in Nigeria, and one of such efforts is the empowerment of 250 smallholder farmers drawn from the 18 local government areas of Ondo State, with the aim of educating them in all agricultural value chains and segments, which include both crops and livestock, for sustainable food production.
It is a program meant for our farmers, 40% of which must be women, and I think about 30% youth, the remaining our peasant farmers.
Participants expressed readiness to acquire the required knowledge and technical know-how of their chosen field.
We ensure that all the youth that will be captured in this program, we do the follow-up and ensure that they make use of whatever given to them for the program.
If we farmer, we make use of this opportunity, the food will be sufficient for us.
The project, which spans through 10 years, targets about 8,000 smallholder farmers in the state. In Akure, Olubukola Aduwo, NTA News.
To end the news this evening, a recap of our top stories. Stakeholders in the fight against COVID-19 have debunked myths and conspiracy theories against vaccination, saying the vaccine is safe and effective. We also told you that Ogun State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has arrested a 48-year-old female child trafficker. And that concludes our bulletin for this evening. The Yoruba version of the news will be brought to you by Ajibola Abiodun. After this message, do have a good night rest and keep safe.